What is wrestling?
Wrestling to me is storytelling, but one that you don't need words to describe.
It's a combination of theatre, fighting.
It's something different.
What is wrestling? My goodness.
Wrestling is about two or more people coming together to tell a story.
Wrestling is a combination of athletics, sport and dance.
It was just the first thing that I just fell in love with, I guess, as a kid.
Wrestling is
absolutely everything to me.
Can you become a professional wrestler in 6 weeks?
No. Oh God, no.
No.
It is not very likely at all.
Not a safe one. No.
Hell no.
Let me rephrase that. No.
No, absolutely not.
Nah, you can't do it.
I don't think so, not at the moment.
Absolutely not.
No way.
No one can become a pro wrestler in 6 weeks. When you're training to be a wrestler, there's always that aha moment, that moment where just all the dominoes fall into place and you're like, oh, I get this now. You watch a fight in a film, you know that someone is going to win the fight, usually the good guy. We suspend that disbelief and we enjoy the movie. This is the exact same thing, but in live action. So those who are really good at it can make you suspend your disbelief and enjoy the theatricality and the athleticism of what we're actually doing. There's the typical just brawler style. There's a very technical style, more prominent now in the old English styles, like the world of sport back in the 60s. You have the lucha style, which is made famous from the guys in Mexico and the guys in Dragon Gate. Then you have strong style, which is just a lot of strong hitting. There is comedy wrestling, which is basically doing everything normal, but it's really, really funny. There's high flying, that's just a bit more spectacle. Then there's also indie style, where it's just a lot of stuff happening. Big moves, kick out, big move, kick out. That's more catered to an audience who already knows the ins and outs of wrestling, who can just enjoy a kind of a heightened show. There's a lot.
Hi, I'm Jaime Santos. Growing up in the Philippines, I used to watch a lot of WWE on television. My brothers and I would recreate our favorite matches on our beds. Back then, I wanted to become a pro wrestler, though it wasn't really an option for me. Finally, I got a chance to live my childhood dream. I signed up to train with the Australian Pro Wrestling Gym to see if I have what it takes.
It takes dedication more than anything. The first day of wrestling training is usually really heavy cardio, because this isn't a sprint. Becoming a good wrestler is a marathon. It takes a long time, and the more you train, the better you get. The better you are, the more you have to train. The hardest part when you're starting is actually staying here, because what people do is we will push you. We will push you as hard as you can. We want to push you until that point where you nearly break, and then you have to come next week and do it again, because the more you keep doing it, the easier it is, but then the harder you have to make it. Like, this should always be a struggle to learn. If it's not hard, what's the point in learning?
Come back. Straight away.
Just finished our first day of training, and we just came from doing bumps. I have to say it was one of the most painful experiences I've had in terms of just learning a new sport. I mean, the fact that you're lying down in the ground and hitting the ground as hard as possible for the sake of not feeling any more pain from special moves such as power bombs and such. I mean, that's how they explained it, at least. And oh my god, your neck just feels so stiff, the back of the head just hurts a lot, and I mean, it's just painful. I don't know how else to describe it. But they said that this was going to be the most painful experience we'll face or throughout the whole lessons. I just hope it stays that way, to be honest. Today, I'm going to train with Jai Roswell to learn about how important fitness is in professional wrestling.
I started wrestling back in July 2016, and something I always wanted to do, but it took a while to get around to. I gained a lot of weight after high school. I got up to 175 kilos at one point, and I just couldn't move. So I said to myself, if you can get down, you can drop 70-something kilos and sign up and finally do something. And I dropped down, and it took me about a year, but I found the guys here, and it's been a blast ever since. seen a couple of people come through and you can tell if there's just no dedication there because they're not paying attention, and when it comes time for them to do the next move or the next session, they're just not getting it. You hurt people doing that. I've been hurt because of that, of someone not paying attention and cracked 2 ribs. But you can generally tell people who are dedicated are the ones who show up all the time. Last thing you want to do is hurt someone else because you weren't paying attention or you were goofing around. I've done MMA before, and you can learn how to throw a punch, learn how to throw a kick, and you can fight, and that's it. This is 20 times harder. There's so much that goes into the preparation, the match, the crowd. When it was fighting, it was just one-on-one. Anyone could do that. This is something special. Gym session for me normally takes 90 minutes minimum. And it's all weight-based, like it's all strength training at the moment. I also do other movements as well to try and make the body look better. Back strength is a big thing. If you're going to the gym training arms, just stop it because they'll grow with anything else you do. You don't lift anyone with your arms. You pull up people with your back and your legs and your shoulders. So shoulders, back, legs, they're the main things I focus on. So deadlift, squat, overhead press. Chest, of course, that helps, but yeah, just don't train arms. They're the last one you train.
Today was a little bit more intense as we did a lot of cardio training for the first half of the day. At first it felt like I couldn't really handle it because it's just a lot of jumping rope, a lot of that rope thing you do. It's harder than it looks than when you watch people just hurdle jumping, and it got to the point where I honestly felt like I wanted to vomit. They said something about where in fitness, if you feel like you have the urge to vomit, you're already like pushing yourself to the limit. I didn't really feel good, but I guess if that's what it takes for me to stay fit along with everyone else, I feel so restrained. My muscles are sore all over. After the circuit training, I talked to Jai about how he's managed to stay fit and all, and I mean, he was just amazing, and he looked like he killed the workout. I mean, just watching him is just it looks like he's not breaking a sweat. To help with my recovery, Jai suggested for me to take an ice bath. Oh! Yeah, it wasn't easy for me to talk in an ice bath.
As I'm starting to create my final package, I have decided that I want some bigger and more exciting moves. Paris De Silva is a well-known high flyer in Australian wrestling that will help me in putting more style into my arsenal.
The best wrestlers in the world are the ones who are constantly training, and that's what I've been able to do, and a lot of others. When you're at the best level, it's because you've constantly been training non-stop. If you don't have trust or you don't trust your opponent, it's actually extremely dangerous because, say you've got someone in a high-risk maneuver, for example, like a suplex, and you're hoisting up in the air. If you don't have that trust in him to support you and you start to freak out, he could drop you on your head. You could cause a problem for him, or just in general, you can just make the move look just very odd. So trust is very, very big when it comes to wrestling. 6 months into it, I broke my ankle, my left ankle. I think I was very lucky it happened quite early because it kind of makes me think, well, that was kind of like a wake-up call if I really want to continue doing this, or maybe I should stop. It wasn't particularly easy, but it could have been a lot worse. It could have been my neck. High flying, it's basically the most athletic form of wrestling, and it's very much for a smaller guy like myself and others. High flying is very fast-paced wrestling. It's very visible. Basically, whether you're in the front row or the back row, you can see what's going on. It's very in your face, and it's very challenging. And I think that's the one thing about wrestling that's very alluring, not only to a wrestling fan, but a non-wrestling fan, is that they can appreciate that what they're doing is a very hard form of entertainment, as well as a very hard form of physical activity. I can't really say I've chosen it. I think it's just kind of, what do you have in general? So a finishing move is just that. It's basically the biggest move that you have to basically finish the match. Everybody's got a finishing move. I have a finishing move, and it's the shooting star press. It's really difficult to find a finishing move. It's really just through experimentation. You have to just basically just see what your options are, just try new things. Sometimes there's just some things you can't do and there's some things that you can. So it's literally just having to experiment and take time and see what you can come up with.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I have what it takes to continue like everyone else. Like today we got to train with Paris and he double checked with how I am when it comes to rolls, when it comes to bumps and all that. And it was really good. He taught me a lot of stuff. He refined me in things I was really clumsy with until there was this one part where I landed on my neck after doing a certain roll. If that's what it takes to become a professional wrestler, having to put yourself on the line or being ready to take those hits, like, I'm not sure if I am ready to take those. If something like that happens again, like if I can't trust myself to keep myself safe, how can I trust my own abilities to keep someone else? And that's just where it puts my self-confidence down, really. Just a matter of trying to put myself and the other people around me safely in performing these acts that are meant to be harmless in the end.
So I got my gear, got my moves, but people keep telling me there's something missing. And I think I know what it is, but I'm not gonna like it.
This is it. Today's my debut. I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. I'm going to be out there, surrounded by people who are excellent at what they do. It's just... Really, I'm just nervous and excited at the same time, and I can't wait to get out there.
How's it going there, Jamie? Hey. You're looking good, mate. You're looking a bit nervous though. How you feeling? Tell me.
Excited actually. Well, more nervous than excited.
Yeah? Well, let me tell you, mate. You're looking good. You look the part, but look, I don't think we're going to worry about Tandy or nothing like that. All I've got to say is, mate, when we get out there, we're not going to be friends. It's going to be me and you against each other. So bring your best, but as long as these people out here get a good show, that's all that matters, all right? All right, so go back there, get keen, get G'd up. Let's do this.
Last night, I got to live a childhood dream. I didn't have to pretend like I was 10 years ago. I didn't have to imagine there was a crowd. I didn't have to imagine there were people screaming my name. I actually got to live it at that moment. It was such an emotional moment for me to be up in that ring, to jump up on the turnbuckle, to be suplexed on an actual ring instead of a mattress. It was just a whole new bloody experience.
When I started this journey, I never actually thought I would come this far. From my first bump to the end of my match, I still struggle to believe that I have done what I have. Even though I have only scratched the surface of professional wrestling, this is an experience I won't forget. The people I have met along the way have been nothing but amazing and helpful. It felt like I was welcomed into a family with open arms. Their guidance and expertise have been above and beyond what I expected, and I never would have made it without them.
So can you become a professional wrestler in 6 weeks? No. But can you have the time of your life trying to do so? Definitely.